This dog thought he was king until this lizard turned crazy. These lions stalked this giraffe. They tried to ambush the giant. But it gets interesting. You must watch until the end. It's worth it. Almost there. Have some patience. Well, that had to hurt. I'm sure she's done for a while. Baby bear put the moves on this cougar. It's all about the ferociousness and not the size. These dogs thought they were gonna bring down Goliath, but Goliath almost trampled them. Wait for it. Don't be impatient. I wish I had hops like this, but wow, that bird was lucky. This dog got the shock of his life. I hope he can have kids. Don't ever kick a water buffalo. You may catch a horn in the wrong spot. This may not feel good. You might pucker up after this.
He's not quite sure.
If you ever thought you were knocked silly, wait until you see this. He may need to go get checked for a severe concussion. Don't you leave yet. Wait until he gets hit to Mars. I mean, he has to be seeing stars after this. Check out the mark that he got on his forehead. That had to hurt. That was hard.
Look closely. This elk rushed onto the highway, never attacking cars. It just kept nodding at people, seemingly asking for help. But people didn't understand. Some even frightened by the large animal. One driver immediately sped away. Then, the elk approached another car. Its eyes were anxious. A lady thought it wanted to be close to humans. The elk let out a cry and didn't seem to want to leave. It looked like the elk was in trouble. So, a kind-hearted man got out of the car and the elk led them to a mud pit. It turns out several of its companions were trapped in the mire. How smart this elk was to seek human help. One elk, struggling hard, was already buried in the mud, likely doomed. The other 3 elks were probably exhausted too. If not for their companion calling humans, they might have all been buried in the mud. A kind young man put a rope around the elk's antlers. Everyone worked together to drag it ashore. But this elk seemed totally exhausted. The young man quickly gave it some water. Please comment, "God bless you" for blessings. The other 2 elks were anxiously waiting for rescue. People immediately began the rescue effort. Dragging in the mud was easier, but this adult elk weighed several hundred pounds. It took a lot of strength to drag it ashore. Everyone was drained. They had to rest before continuing the rescue. The elk waited patiently. A few minutes later, people pulled it up with all their strength. After being saved, the elk didn't run away but stayed close, watching these people. It seemed to want to remember their faces. It let out a cry, clearly thanking the people who helped. In the end, they saved all 3 living elks, but one was still very weak. People were worried it wouldn't survive till the next day. So they covered it with lots of grass and even made a fire to keep it warm. They stayed until the next day when the elk had regained strength.
Even within the confines of captivity, the hippopotamus retains its wild heart, as demonstrated by one such behemoth endeavoring to breach its barriers. With the agility of an escape artist, it ascended the enclosure's boundary. Swiftly, the zookeeper intervened, wrestling with the 3-ton fugitive in a delicate balance of might and maneuver. The standoff ensued, a taut push and pull as the colossal hippo persisted, its massive maw seeking purchase. The keeper, undeterred by the looming threat, edged ever closer, exuding a calm force. With a resolute stance, he repelled the giant back into its haven. Spectators watched, hearts in throats, as the zookeeper narrowly evaded the potential calamity of those crushing jaws. As a veil of dust lifts behind them, a band of travelers nears a majestic congregation of elephants, a spectacle that paints the horizon with awe. At the vanguard, 2 rangers stand sentinel, their gaze steady, prepared for the precarious dance of the wild. Suddenly, the air tenses. Something shifts. The creatures inch perilously close, and the guardians leap forth, their shouts weaving a tapestry of deterrence against the encroaching giants. The elephants, encircling a knoll, brace to charge. Among them, a young bull, naive in his fervor, surges forward. With a chorus of authoritative cries, the rangers cast a wave of intimidation, mirroring the charge with their own brand of courage, turning the elephant's boldness into retreat. "Hey! Hey!" they command, the repeated calls a testament to their expertise.
Well done for not shooting, boys.
This thrilling moment. Within a heartbeat span, wild hogs, fierce in their domain, won't hesitate to charge with potent targeted thrusts at your limbs. In a gripping face-off, a man found himself caged with such a brute. The ranger, cloaked in tree bark for defense, discovered the task arduous as the barrier gave way. Forced to his knees, he grappled the beast with raw hands, showcasing formidable skill. Piglets, intrigued, circled around the fray. In a swift tumble, the animal upended the man. But with tenacity, he righted himself, reclaimed control, and with one assertive maneuver, corralled the hog into the pen. This was more than a tussle. It was a dance with the wild, a testament to the spirit of the untamed, a true wrestle with what one could call spirited bacon.
Well, that hurt. He got the zap of his life. Hope he can have kids.